It's my pleasure to declare Convocation officially convened. Please take your seats and rest comfortably. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. My name is Robert Thirsk, and I'm the Chancellor of the University of Calgary. Let's do the astronaut safety briefing. In the unlikely event of a fire alarm sounding, you'll be instructed by myself or a designate to remain seated while we investigate. If an evacuation is required, we'll follow the directions of our ushers and marshals, and they'll take us to the nearest stairwell so we can exit the building. Emergency exits are located on the north wall behind me on the upper running track level and also on the court level as well. And you can exit the gymnasium where you entered on the upper level at the southwest corner. I acknowledge the traditional territories of the people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprising the Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai First Nations, the Tsuut'ina First Nation, the Stoney Nakoda, which includes the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nations. The City of Calgary is also home to Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. The University of Calgary is situated on land adjacent to where the Bow River meets the Elbow River. The traditional Blackfoot name of this site is Mohkinstsis, which we now call the City of Calgary. It's a pleasure to welcome today's graduates who sit before me, along with family and friends, to this afternoon's convocation ceremony. University President and Vice Chancellor Dr. Elizabeth Cannon and I are pleased to welcome honorary degree recipient Stephanie Nolan and Order of the University of Calgary recipient Aruna Srivastava. And I'm also pleased to welcome Jill Wyatt, Chair of the University of Calgary Board of Governors, Dr. Drew Marshall, Provost and Vice President Academic, other members of the Board of Governors, my dear colleagues, the University Senators, members of the Senior Leadership Team, Sagar Grewal, Students' Union President, other executive members of the Student Union, and also the Graduate Students Association. And a warm welcome to our distinguished graduate, Samantha Whalen Kotkas. A special welcome to professors and staff from the Faculty of Arts, of Graduate Studies, and of Social Work. This is a day of celebration. We encourage you to share your pride and your joy with us on social media. You can use the Twitter hashtag #UCalgaryGrad, or the handle @UCalgary, or even my handle @Robert Thirsk. To family and friends, you're here celebrating with a mixture of pride, joy, and a shared sense of accomplishment. You've stood by your graduates over the course of their degree, offering words of encouragement, a voice of reason, and the occasional shoulder to cry on. Thanks to each of you for the love and support that you've given to our graduates. In fact, graduates, let's pause for a moment, because what I just said is important. As you know, we're currently in the middle of the Stanley Cup Finals. One of the greatest traditions of hockey is that immediately after putting the puck in the net, the scorer will turn to the person who got the assist and will point to them so that everyone in the arena knows who set up the goal. And this upholds the notion that hockey is a team sport. Well, post-secondary education is also a team sport. Graduates, do me a favor. Look around and find your family and friends up in the bleachers. In fact, graduates, please stand for me and point out those people to me, those people who assisted you in graduating today. Make some noise, yell and scream, wave and cheer. Show them you're grateful. Let's all give the family and friends a round of applause. Thank you, grads. Please have a seat. And to our assembled graduates, congratulations. You are the University of Calgary's class of 2018. Woohoo! This is my last convocation as your Chancellor. A highlight of my term has been the privilege to meet you, students who wish to make a difference in the world. This afternoon, as you graduate and move on to your next adventure in life, I'd like to pass on to you one final thought. I wish to share with you one last valuable lesson that I learned during my career, and that is to stay out of my comfort zone. Well, what does it mean to stay out of one's comfort zone? I think you already know. For some of you, staying out of your comfort zone means staying up late for weeks on end to prepare for your thesis defense. For others, it means working part-time jobs and volunteering in the community, all while studying at university. Or taking up residence in war-torn and destitute regions in order to report on stories that our nation needs to hear. For me, staying out of my comfort zone means launching to space atop 4 million pounds of explosive propellant, knowing that it might be the last thing that I ever do. The secret to career success, in my experience, is boldness. Throughout my life, I've worked with gifted colleagues who shared a sense of daring. It was when we functioned at the limits of our capabilities that we flourished and our achievements were most meaningful. My best learning occurred when I was uncomfortable, training overseas for weeks at a time in a foreign language, or in survival training situations when I was hungry, tired, and edgy. The best decisions that I made in life often left me feeling uncertain and anxious. This may sound sadistic, but I wish the same for you all. As you leave the University of Calgary, I encourage you to stay out of your comfort zone. Take on life challenges that are bigger than yourselves. Seek out co-workers, employers, and mentors who are drawn to grand, seemingly impossible challenges. Those are the people who will energize you, who will push you to be the best you can be. The world leaders of my era were remarkable. Martin Luther King Jr., Margaret Thatcher, Nelson Mandela, Georges Vanier, Sally Ride, inspirational leaders who believe that we do things not because they're easy, but because they're hard, who dreamed of things that never were and asked, why not, who boldly went where no one had gone before. Our nation today does not need risk-averse leaders who are fearful of failing. Society will never advance under their leadership. Rather, we need your bold leadership. The challenges facing 21st century society are numerous and daunting. Equitable health care for all Canadians, protection of vulnerable populations, and exploration of deep space. These and many other challenges will only be solved by those rare, bold leaders who are not only experienced and competent, but also willing to take risks. Be aware that by continually venturing out of your comfort zones, we will make mistakes. I have repeatedly failed in life. As a young astronaut, I amassed a rich catalog of failures during training that I later drew upon for success in space. Taking a bold approach means you will also be prone to making mistakes. More mistakes than those who pursue a safer, more conventional path in life. But failure is what has honed the skills of history's greatest leaders. If it ever becomes too much, call on us, your home university. Share your dilemmas with former classmates or a respected professor who got to know you. Some of us have been there and done that, done something similar to what you will go through. Your university community and its programs are lifelong resources. Be bold, take on risk, embrace failure, pursue the impossible, avoid your comfort zone. What happens next in your life matters to us. We'll watch with pride as you make your mark in the world, and as alumni, you will always remain part of the University of Calgary family. We wish you continued success and happiness. I now invite President and Vice Chancellor Dr. Elizabeth Cannon to come forward and address Convocation.
Thank you, Chancellor Thirsk. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to join the Chancellor in welcoming our many distinguished guests members of our Board of Governors, Senate and senior leadership team, student leaders, faculty, and staff, honorary degree recipient Stephanie Nolan, Order of the University of Calgary recipient Aruna Srivastava, and our distinguished graduate Samantha Whalen Kotkis. I'd also like to thank all of the friends and family here today to recognize this graduating class. But I also want to take a moment to acknowledge Chancellor Thirsk. As he mentioned, he will soon be completing his term as Chancellor of our university. Bob, you've done an outstanding job as an ambassador for all of us here at the University of Calgary and our Eyes High strategy over the past 4 years. We want to thank you for your dedication and leadership. Most importantly, I'd like to send a very special welcome to you, our graduates, as we celebrate this milestone in your lives. It took a lot of hard work and persistence to get to where you are today. You've faced new challenges and opportunities throughout your learning experience, and in response, you've grown personally, professionally, and intellectually. The last few years have been a time of true self-discovery, and each one of you is a better person as a result. At the same time that you can look back and feel proud of your accomplishments, you can also look forward to the many new opportunities that lie ahead. The same determination that helped you complete your degree will also help you excel in the years ahead. Together, you represent a generation unlike any other. You are creative, resourceful, and committed to helping others. Our university is tremendously proud to count you as part of our family. Congratulations to the class of 2018. Now, I'm joined on this stage by those who care deeply about excellence in learning. They're passionate about the quality of higher education, and they're dedicated to the success of our students. Please join me in thanking them. These are the faculty and staff of the University of Calgary, members of our board and senate, chancellors past and present, and community supporters. Those on stage, please stand so we can thank you for your commitment to our university and our students. Thank you. Every convocation is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and as president of the university, I consider it a great honor to preside over this tradition. I'm also inspired each and every year by the stories of students who have achieved the extraordinary during their time at our university. I'd like to share 2 such stories from this year's graduating class. First is Kimberly Marie Van Patten, who is graduating today with a Master of Social Work, specializing in clinical practice. Kimberly is an Indigenous woman of Cree, Métis, and European ancestry, and a member of the Tall Cree First Nation. She is dedicated to working with Indigenous youth and communities across Canada, and accordingly, she has contributed her leadership to numerous roles in this capacity. During her master's program, Kimberly explored Indigenous approaches to social work practice, including an innovative project on animal-human relations. She is our first Master of Social Work student to complete a clinical practicum with the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine. In honor of her commitment to social justice and civic engagement, Kimberly was nominated by her faculty peers for the 2018 Recognition of Excellence in Social Action Award. Congratulations, Kimberly. The next story is of Patrick Lee, who graduates today with a Master of Arts in Anthropology. Patrick has been an active volunteer with multiple student organizations, and he is an accomplished scholar. Working with his supervisors, Dr. Charles Mather and Julio Mercader, Patrick conducted an ethnographic study in Tanzania to examine the relationships between archaeologists working in the area and local people, particularly the Maasai. His work is contributing to improve community collaborations and cross-cultural understanding. And in recognition of his leadership, Patrick received the Outstanding Graduate Student Award from the Canadian Anthropology Society. He's looking forward to starting his PhD in anthropology this fall. Congratulations, Patrick. These stories are just a few examples. There are so many others on our campus, and together they illustrate the potential of our students. Given the right support and opportunity, you are capable of creating such a positive impact, whether it's leading social progress or starting a new business or developing a new technology. Your contributions add up to a stronger, more resilient Calgary and a better world for all of us. Our commitment to you is to make sure that we're creating the foundation for your success right here on our campus. We're focusing on enriching the student experience through hands-on learning, research, and opportunities to engage in entrepreneurial thinking. This focus is a key element of the Energized Eyes High strategy, and it's woven through our updated academic and research plans. We're building great momentum towards these goals. Just last May, we announced the launch of the Hunter Hub for Entrepreneurial Thinking. This was made possible by a gift of $40 million from Calgary's own Hunter family. Along with other philanthropic support, this gift has helped us surpass the $1 billion mark towards the Energized campaign for transformative teaching, learning, and research. The Hunter Hub's permanent home will be in the redeveloped McKimmie complex, and if you've been walking around the last few days, you'll see that this project is already underway. The redevelopment will support another new 500 full-time students, it will support new space for the Faculty of Social Work, and it will also enrich the student experience with centralized student services, new classrooms, and expanded study spaces. But at the same time that we're enhancing the university in a physical sense, we're also looking at the social and personal aspects of our campus. Last fall, we launched our first Indigenous strategy, Itapatope, which was one important step in this journey towards reconciliation, respect, and inclusion. We're delighted to welcome Dr. Michael Hart, our inaugural Vice Provost Indigenous Engagement, to champion and implement this strategy. And over the course of the past year, we've seen a 10% increase in the number of registrations from Indigenous students. We also saw an outstanding milestone during our second annual Giving Day. In just 24 hours, more than 1,200 donors contributed over $960,000 towards enhancing our student experience in the form of student scholarships and bursaries. Graduates, this is our investment in you, and it's been worth it. In a few short moments, you'll cross this stage and join a network of over 173,000 alumni. These alum, like you, enrich our community in so many ways. You have the talent, the education, and the energy to take you wherever you want to go, and I know that you will go far. So congratulations to each and every one of you, and please keep your eyes high. Thank you. Could I ask Aruna Srivastava to please stand? The university draws its strength from its community, its students, its faculty, its staff, and alumni. The Order of the University of Calgary honors those within the university family who have brought great honor to this university. Aruna Srivastava is a deserving recipient of the Order. An accomplished scholar, leader, and advocate, Aruna has been a member of our university family since 1992. She holds a BA and an MA from the University of Waterloo and a PhD from McMaster University, focusing her work on areas such as feminism, anti-racism, and Indigenous studies. Aruna served for 6 years as the undergraduate program director in the Department of English and for 3 years as the graduate program director. She has been the coordinator of the International Indigenous Studies program since 2013 and a special advisor to the Faculty of Graduate Studies on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion since last year. Aruna has also been instrumental in addressing issues of Indigenous education on our campus, serving on multiple related committees. Most recently, this included sharing her expertise as part of the working group for our university's first Indigenous strategy. In addition, Aruna has mentored numerous Indigenous students over the years, and she has received the Reverend Dr. Chief John Snow Senior Award twice in recognition of this support. As an advocate and a leader, Aruna is an inspiration to so many of our students. Eminent Chancellor, I present to you Aruna Srivastava, a true citizen of the University of Calgary. I invite you to admit her as a member of the Order of the University of Calgary in recognition of her exemplary and distinguished service to the university.
Aruna. It is my great pleasure to now admit you, Aruna Srivastava, as a member of the Order of the University of Calgary. Congratulations.
I would now like to introduce Murray McGilvray, our university orator, who will deliver the citation for our honorary degree recipient.
Stephanie Nolan, please stand. Eminent Chancellor, Madam President, members of the Senate and the Board of Governors, fellow faculty, honored guests, graduating students. Courageous in the face of physical danger, intrepid in pursuit of a lead, unstoppable in her search for the truth, compassionate in the face of human suffering, and burning with righteous anger when that suffering is caused by injustice or oppression, Stephanie Nolan is one of the great journalists of our time. In an era when the craft of journalism is under threat both from the proliferation of amateur bloggers and cell phone parajournalists and from the relentless attacks of the powerful, not mentioning any names. Her investigative talents and skillful prose remind us why the world needs a professional corps of dedicated reporters now more than ever. Stephanie Nolan is, by her own determined choice, a foreign correspondent. That is, by definition, someone who goes where she is barely welcome, to break stories that no one local wants in the news. She has faced cultural and linguistic difficulties, travel problems that needed her motorbike on a dirt road to solve, oppressive regimes, insurgencies, and wars. She has reported from more than 80 countries, including Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, India, and the dangerous countries of East Africa, including the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Sudan. She speaks 7 languages, including Arabic and Hindi. She is particularly famous for her sustained reporting on the HIV/AIDS crisis in Africa, which brought the attention of the world to that story and ultimately resulted in drawing the efforts of governments and NGOs. Her profoundly skeptical stories about the financial miracle of modern India revealed the ways in which and the reasons why rural villagers were almost completely untouched by what was called India shining. Her eye has often focused on the oppressed, including women, and many times she has talked to local women to get a story that male journalists just could not access because in so many areas of the world, a woman cannot speak to a man outside her family. Stephanie Nolan is the recipient of 7 National Newspaper Awards, the Oscars of Canadian journalism, 2 National Magazine Award gold medals, and 5 Amnesty International Media Awards. She is the author of 3 books, including 28 Stories of AIDS in Africa, which won the PEN Courage Prize. She is currently Bureau Chief for the Globe and Mail in Latin America. On behalf of the Senate and the university, I invite you to invest Stephanie Nolan with the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Good. I admit you, Stephanie Nolan, to the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and grant you all the rights and privileges, powers and responsibilities pertaining to this degree. Congratulations.
This is a tremendous honor, and I'm very grateful. Chancellor Thirst, President Cannon, members of the faculty and staff, members of the Treaty 7 First Nation and Métis Group 3, whose land we're gathered on today, and all of you supporting family members, and particularly members of the class of 2018. I have to tell you, it's a little bit daunting to be asked to speak to you today. I've had the pleasure of speaking at convocations like this a couple of times over the last 10 years, and every time it gets a little more difficult because when I sit down to write some notes for a speech like this, the world seems to have become more uncertain and more unkind and more unjust since the last time I did it. And the burden on you, the people who will be tasked with living in that world and one hopes trying maybe to fix it, has become a little greater. And so I spent a lot of time over the past few weeks trying to think about what I could possibly say to you today that would be useful for you as you embark on this next chapter. And I'd like to tell you a story to start with, which of course is what I do. A couple of months ago, I had tea with a man who's arguably guilty of crimes against humanity. And he was very nice. He was the nicest of the several war criminals that I've had the privilege of spending time with. Made me tea, and we had a big chat. I was in the Amazon. I was in the Brazilian Amazon, and when I say that, you probably picture many layers of green and trees and parrots, and yeah, this was not that. This was a town called Novo Progresso, which is a boom town on the frontier in the Brazilian Amazon. It's a center for logging and mining and cattle ranching and soybean farming. It's an economic center for the 30 million people who live within the Amazon rainforest in Brazil. And I was in Novo Progresso because I was trying to write about deforestation. Brazil lost an area of forest of the Amazon the size of Prince Edward Island last year. And that arguably is important for Brazil and really important for the rest of us if we're going to survive on this planet. The Brazilian Amazon holds 150 billion tons of stored carbon. And in Novo Progresso, the man who made me tea was the deputy mayor of the town. His name is Gelson Gil. And according to Brazil's environmental police, who I spoke to that day, he's personally responsible for the destruction of tens of thousands of hectares of original growth Amazonian forest. And so over tea, he told me all about the logging business that his family runs and the 2 huge cattle ranches that he has inside Jamanchim National Park, a park that has the highest protected status for, from the Brazilian government for the biodiversity that's inside it, and he raises cows there. And so, and he told me this very frankly. Deputy Mayor Dill told me why, he explained to me why Brazil's laws have to change to make his ranches legal, why he does not need to pay the hundreds of thousands of dollars in environmental fines that he owns, why, in fact, he is the best thing to happen to that region in a long time. He's a hardworking man, he employs a lot of people, he pays a lot of taxes, and you know, he does all that on land he doesn't technically own, but if Brazil's Congress would just straighten out, you know, just pass a quick law to remove that protected status, then it would all be fine. And at that point, I had driven about 1,500 kilometers through the burning wasteland that is the Brazilian Amazon, at least that section of it, the world's largest tropical forest, the lungs of the earth, and all I saw was smoke and dirt and the charred remains of trees. And so I didn't, as it happens, agree with Mr. Dill that he was the best thing that had happened to that area. But after I spent that day with him, I understood him a lot better, and I understood that he is making rational choices given all of the incentives and the motivations where he lives. And that was really important. It was important for the story that I was trying to tell that day, but it's also really important for any attempt to slow down or stop deforestation in the Amazon. Brazil's laws, as they are set up today, provide a huge incentive for the loggers and the miners and the ranchers and the soy farmers. And so if people want to stop that deforestation, if we want to protect the forest as a vital bulwark against climate change, then we need to change the incentives, and we need to be having conversations about things like land title and intensified agricultural productivity. But that's not what your typical Save the Amazon campaign looks like today, and that might have something to do with why they're not very successful. Now, I'm telling you this not because I want you all to go out and become Save the Rainforest campaigners, although we could certainly use some more of those, but because of what I was thinking when I drove away from my afternoon of drinking tea with the deputy mayor. Now, I don't agree with him, but I don't have to. But in order to tell his story, I have to understand it, and I have to understand him. And so do the people who want to stop deforestation. You know, there's so much polarization today in public discussions about any remotely sensitive issue, but so often those very strongly held opinions are not based on facts, they're not based on knowledge, and they don't we don't take the time to understand what motivates people, the ones we agree with, but certainly not the ones that we don't agree with. And sometimes what motivates people is really ugly, right? It's greed, it's fear, it's misogyny, it's racism. But whatever it is, you have to know what it is before you can try to change it. And that starts with showing up and asking questions, but it also really starts with listening to the answers. There's a couple of other things that I have learned along the way since in the 25 years since I was sitting where you are that I would like to pass on to you. And one of them is about taking risks. There were no jobs in journalism when I graduated, and so I went overseas to try to carve out a life as a freelance reporter. And in hindsight, I did everything wrong. I didn't speak any Arabic, I didn't have any savings, I didn't have any contacts, I didn't have any skills, and I wound up in my first war literally by accident. I was on vacation, I had a bikini and a toothbrush, but I figured it out, I stuck it out, mostly because I was too proud to admit that I had been an idiot and shouldn't have been there in the first place, but I stuck it out, and I learned a lot of things. I screwed up a lot of things, but I learned a lot of other things. I saw a lot of things that made me profoundly angry, but I also started to learn the skills to try and tell those stories and maybe make something different. And so what I learned from that I would like to pass on to you is that you need to take the risk of screwing it up. You need to take a deep breath and risk something, even when you are 51% sure that you cannot possibly pull it off and that there are a lot of other people who are far more qualified or capable than you who would do it better. Squash that feeling just enough to take the risk. I felt sick to my stomach the first time I signed a contract to write a book, and I still very vividly remember the cold sweat that I was literally bathed in when I drove across the border into Afghanistan in September of 2001 to see if I could try and report on the end of the Taliban. You have to make it up as you go along. It's possible, in fact, it's highly likely that you will fail, and you will learn things from that, and you will have a far more interesting and satisfying life than if you didn't try. 17 years ago, as part of a book that I was writing about the first women in the space race, the first women who were trying to be astronauts, I had to read a lot about women in aviation. That's where they came from. And I read excerpts from Amelia Earhart's diary. And the excerpt was from the night before she made her first attempt at flying solo, the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. And she didn't know if she would have enough fuel on the plane. She didn't know if the plane could make it. She didn't know if she could do it. And she'd have no way of being in contact with anyone the whole time, from the time she took off until she landed or didn't. And what she wrote, which are words that I have repeated to myself periodically since then, was that courage is the price that life demands for granting peace. Give yourself the space to make mistakes. Force yourself to do the scary thing. You may not find security, but you will find adventure and satisfaction, and there is some level of peace in that. As you set out on that adventure, I have one request of you, if I can be so presumptuous. A tiny fraction of the people with whom we share this planet will have the opportunity for something like the education that you are celebrating today. It's a wonderful accident of birth that you and I are here. And I can tell you that there are people in every corner of this planet, I have met them, who want what you have today. And they want it not in the abstract, but very specifically this, the chance to learn in a beautiful, comfortable, safe place. The chance to do nothing except think and question and dream in an institution where a diversity of ideas is welcomed and protected. Many, many people want this, and they will not have this opportunity that you have just had, not ever. So please keep them in some little corner of your mind, whatever else it is that you do. Whether it's here in Calgary or other parts of the world, think always about how you can widen that space for others, to help lift others to this wonderful place that you managed to reach. Spread your own great good fortune, and whenever you find yourself at a table or a podium where you can share your ideas, when you find yourself with an opportunity to lead, look around and ask if anyone else is missing. Ask yourself who isn't at the table. Ask whose voice you're not hearing or that isn't being heard very often. Ask what you can do to get them there with you. My heartfelt thanks to the University of Calgary for this enormous honor today, and to the graduates and the parents and the teachers and the staff who got you where you are today, you have my very sincere congratulations, and I look forward so much to seeing what you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nolan, for your thoughtful address. You are that courageous role model who shows up, asks the questions, listens to the answers, and tells us the story, and we're better for it. So thank you very much. And thank you for accepting the honorary degree from us as well. It's a great honor.
Graduates, can you please stand? Eminent Chancellor and President, on behalf of the faculties of the university, I present these graduates and those in the program who are unable to be here this afternoon, and I ask that they be pledged and admitted to the University of Calgary degrees that they have earned.
As a graduate of this university, you join a worldwide kinship of educated persons who have earned opportunities and responsibilities of leadership and service in their chosen communities. To recognize this affinity, we invite each graduate to stand and join with the thousands who've gone before in making the University of Calgary Graduates Pledge. The pledge is not an oath, but is a solemn expression of your intention to apply your learning and experience positively for the widest benefit. I invite all past graduates of the University of Calgary to support these newest alumni by also standing and affirming a graduate's obligations and ideals. Could I ask all past graduates to also stand? Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce our distinguished graduate, Samantha Whalen Kokis, who is a professional trumpet player, storyteller, teaching artist, and award-winning children's book producer. Samantha completed her Bachelor of Music from our university in 1993, and she holds over 25 years of experience working with arts communities locally and internationally. She is a full-time member of Rosa Barocca, the Red Deer Symphony, and Altius Brass. She's also the education advisor for Calgary Pro Musica and a teaching artist for the National Arts Centre of Canada. Please join me in welcoming Samantha.
Graduates, I will now lead you in the graduate pledge on the inside back cover of your program. Please follow along and also read aloud. When we finish, you will all say along with me, "This is my pledge." As a graduate of the University of Calgary, wherever my life may take me, I will use my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability for the well-being of my communities and for the advancement of learning and the public good. I will conduct myself with honesty and integrity, taking responsibility for my actions and respecting the rights, opinions, and dignity of all peoples. I will maintain my competency and keep abreast of developments in my chosen fields. I will strive to better my communities through good citizenship and active participation. I will be a loyal ambassador for my university and will seek to promote its welfare and maintain its reputation. I will honor all who have shared their knowledge with me and will in my turn share my knowledge and experience with those who enter my field or come under my direction. In all my dealings, I will endeavor to be known as a person of honor and repute, ever seeking to earn the peace of good conscience. This is my pledge.
By the authority of the statutes of Alberta And upon the recommendation of our faculties, I admit you to the University of Calgary degrees you have earned and grant you the rights and privileges, powers and responsibilities pertaining to those degrees. Congratulations.
Eminent Chancellor, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lisa Young and I have the privilege to serve as Dean of Graduate Studies. All graduate students at the University of Calgary are registered in the Faculty of Graduate Studies, but they find their home in their Faculty of Study. So it gives me great pleasure today to join with my colleagues, the Deans of Arts and Social Work, in congratulating the graduates today. Eminent Chancellor, by authority of the Council of the Faculty of Graduate Studies, Associate Dean Suzanne Curtin and I have the privilege of honoring the following graduates.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Yunus Hamadi. Jamie Bernal Boyos. Jenna Alexandra Ferry. Mark Stevens Harding. Tepe Hayashi. Shelley Ann Hulbert Smith. Brian Douglas Jansen. Roderick Jason Moody Corbett. Heather Kathleen Osborne. Meng Sun. Miguel Olivo Villabrahaye. Arzu Zarasani. Linda Cognetaman. Mercy Yaboa Ampadu. For the degree of Master of Arts, Tianjiao Bao. Zachary Andrew Brewer. Samara Elizabeth Burns. Christopher Nelson Carlisle. Audrey Chung. Evangeline Collins. Adam Drake Daniel. Colleen Faye Hughes. Yahid Jarfania. Olga Elena Kroc-Sulkin. Patrick Adam Lee. Sure. Genevieve Elise Minions. Cody Mackenzie Torkelson. Elena Sarah Tumaz Jordan. Farhad Rashidi. Master of Social Work, Jennifer Adams. Devin Douglas Allen. Elazar Ada Asaberi Nemo. Chantal Leanne Blisek. Tammy Brumwell. Megan Lauret Caroberg. Joel Aiden Eatman. Mina Dioli. Danielle Ann Furman. Corey J. Lee Fisher. Nicole Kathleen Frenetti. Kristen Gaskell. Virginia Kathleen Gothorpe. Ashley Alexandra Hetty. Welcome Cabano. Yonsel Kung. Kayla Renee King. Alex Klassen. Shanna Kalurik. Riley Lendrum. Stephen Madden Newbold. Kelsey Elizabeth Mader. Patience Murray. Jolene Ray McLeod. Madeline Louise Pauling. Tanis Patry. Jennifer Lynn Reed. Melissa Isabel Ritchie. Elizabeth Regina Schweitzer. Monica Vasquez. Rhonda Giselle Shears. Penny Solinger. Caitlin Janik Stokvis. Natasha Louise Streeter. Dana Swiston. Samuel Thornton Tibbles. Kimberly Marie Van Patten. Kaya Enid White. Tammy May Warushuk. Done. Eminent Chancellor, that is the graduating class of 2018 from the Faculty of Graduate Studies. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, Madam President, Dr. Nolan, Dr. Srivastava, distinguished guests, friends, family, and graduates. My name is Richard Sigurdsson. I'm Dean of the Faculty of Arts here at the University of Calgary. And on behalf of all of my colleagues in the faculty, I wish to congratulate today's graduates and to wish you all the very, very best on life's journey. And with that, Eminent Chancellor, on the authority of the Faculty of Arts Council, we present the following graduates.
For the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors in Ancient and Medieval History, also receiving a Bachelor of Commerce, Talia Samantha Chow. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Ancient and Medieval History, Jordan Scott Chapman. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Archaeology, Ian Houston Craig. Suzanne Elizabeth Teresa Guzny with distinction. Brenda Than Lee. Mark Obillo Esteban. For the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors in Development Studies, Crystal Dawn Esau, first class. Carmen Lee, first class. Patricia Lynn Shire, first class. Brianna Caitlin Solberg, first class. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Development Studies, Maha Mohammed Abdallah. Mary Binham. Stephen Evans. Ashley Estriana Gordon. Gina Shirin Hemraj. Michaela Erin Ikinowe. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in East Asian Studies, Kyla Kerr Wilson. Kevin Barry Miller with distinction. Chow Chow Wang. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in East Asian Language Studies, Adrian Anthony Faustino. Mitchell Robert Cron. Hang Yin. For the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors in Economics, Marbella Carolina Bejarano Velasco, first class. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts Honors in Economics, first class, and a Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics with distinction, Jonah Richard Zankel. Farhad Aslamzada. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Economics, Alicia Ayaz. Vadim Baruzdan. Jamie Tina Bergwall. Chandrasekhar Buyan. Joseph Andrew Bush. Peter Kipruto Chuleli. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in Economics and a Bachelor of Science in General Mathematics, Sarah Elise Coder. Jenica Cruz. Hussein Mohammed Al-Sadawi. Kevin Scott Falwell. Jing Fan. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and a Bachelor of Arts in Economics, Brett David Farrell. Jackson Forbes. Francis Albert Luna Formento. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in Economics with distinction and a Bachelor of Science Honors in Natural Sciences, first class, Samuel Peter Giesterfer. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in Economics with distinction and a Bachelor of Science in Actuarial Science and Statistics with distinction, Diana Rose Gibson. Ryan Neal Gillespie with distinction. Nicholas Eric Goplin. Daniel Yoon Jo. Shaquille Kassam. Zachary Aaron Konchak. Stephen Vincent Link. Anderson Lowe. Scott Michael Lucas. Donald Harrison McCallum. Paul Marcellus. Joel Charles Mart. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in Economics with distinction and a Bachelor of Commerce with distinction, Eric Stephen Matthew. Shannon Mackenzie Maines. Colin James McCaffrey. Liam Joseph Benedict McCorkadale. Shane Patrick McKinley. Benjamin James McLavish. Andrea Medina Vera. Bered Moshtag. Yudong Mu. Taylor Victoria Nelson. Christian Kierkegaard Paulson. Manvir Kaur Randawa with distinction. Michelina Robinson. Doina Russo. Aaron Singh Sahota. Hifsa Salim with distinction. Sandra Denise Santos. Justin Raymond Schenk. Devansh Sharma. Sindri Stepani. Nicole Marie Spronkin. Connor Jared Standring. Devin Mark Tallarico. Scott Douglas Turner. Vanessa Wang. Alyssa Claire Weber. Wai-Kit Shanto Wong. Jiali Zhang. For the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors in English, Hannah Lee Anderson, first class. Kate Alexandra Anderson, first class. Jessica Leona Freeman. Sonia Martha Yamola, first class. Kelsey Elizabeth Morehouse, first class. Leah Van Dyke, first class. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in English, William David Anderson. Barbara Stephanie Baker, with distinction. Demisha Jade Barduni. Alina Bartolezzi. Amanda Marie Borelli. Brennan Alexander Keynes, with distinction. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in English and a Bachelor of Arts in Social and Cultural Anthropology, Denise Jasmine Clement. Tatiana Rose Klein. Kirsten Marie Cordingley, with distinction. Rachel Marie Finseth. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in English with distinction and a Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies with distinction. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in English and a Bachelor of Science in Ecology, Emily Ann George. Janet Huang. Janista Margaret Edith Kippen. Morgan Lynn Lamontagne. Antonio Lopez. Orla McGrogan. Vanessa Lee Knoll. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in English and a Bachelor of Arts in History, Johanna Elizabeth Palacios Martinez. Cassandra Yee Park. Hung Pham. Julie Platten. Robin Huilam Poon. Ala Hamdi Rahman. Nicole Francine Richer. Heather Victoria Robertson. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in English and Psychology and a Bachelor of Commerce, Mandana Sorabi Rad. Rebecca St. Louis. Jackie Sudikat. Jessica Chen Zhang. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in French with distinction, also receiving a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology with distinction, Safa Abida. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in French, Ria Alloway. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in French and a Bachelor of Science in Natural Sciences, Sama Amin. Kyra Delise Lee. Joanna Leslie Savage McCarthy. Kimberly Jennifer Rochefort Giroux. Jessie Margaret Williams. Shreya Bandiopadi. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in History, William John Bellum. Paul Christopher Biartwright. Jackson Campbell. Chloe Madison Carr. Eric Douglas Chamberlain. Kelsey Duffield. Mathery Jeffrey Diamond. Nicholas Demeter Fisher. Sherry Jessel. Emerald Page Keynes. Aaron James Lynn. Orlando Glenn Yorka. Makina McCartney. Brian Terrence O'Sullivan. Reese Derek Partridge. Kyle Robert Plews. Melanie Ann Rutledge. Jeffrey Destin Tabbitt. Nicholas Stephen Watkins. Crystal Zimmer. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in International Indigenous Studies and a Bachelor of Arts in Law and Society, Nigitsikawian Melinda Bain. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in International Indigenous Studies, Colleen Crawler. Sherry Smithson. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Italian Studies, Andrea Sierramella. Madonna Marcaj with distinction. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Latin American Studies, Danny Sanchez. Samantha Ann Thibault. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Linguistics, Celine Evan Atherton. Rajan Kaladan. Marika Shanley Imagine Cranabetter. Dominique Christina Susan McCleary. Haley Georgia McDonald. Tara Lynn McFedrin with distinction. Alexandra Kaylin Patch. Danielle Shelthun Iniestra. Young Aisha Chung. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Linguistics and Language, Nikki Elizabeth Hepner with distinction. Sierra Rachel Landolt. Hazel Osenar. Hagar Youssef. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, Erica Roy. Christian Alexander Bond. Maria Ampera Feeblecorn. Nigel Kane Freno. Dean Robert Gellig. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Science in Zoology with distinction and a Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy with distinction, Catherine Eleanor Hillaby. Dmitria Humyanetsky. Julie V. Huynh. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy and a Bachelor of Arts in Communication and Media Studies, Pablo David Montenegro. Dana Steeney. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts Honors in Political Science, First Class, and a Bachelor of Arts in International Relations with distinction, Davina Sophie Bass. For the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors in Political Science, Paolo Nicola Gentile. Colton Reed Herman, First Class. Stephen Andrew Michael Kenny. Remington Christopher Raid, First Class. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts Honors in Political Science, First Class, and a Bachelor of Arts in French with distinction, Laura Carolina Silva Aya. Jessie Rachel Stillwell. Haley Julianne Yom, First Class. Oluwatumiwa Adedamola Adejuwan. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Political Science, Amberlyn Aguiar. Dua Al-Subani. Caitlin Maureen Anderson. Ashpal Singh Atwal, with distinction. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in Law and Society and a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science, Amarveer Singh Bains. Zahir Chabara. Katarina Kovic. Luli Dijon. Nicole Lane Element. Mitchell James Urban. Anthony Cole Fiedler, with distinction. Chelsea Elizabeth Goldsney. Patricia Jolene Gunnis. Tiznam Al-Subani Hussein. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and a Bachelor of Arts Honors in Russian, Patrick Taylor Jones. Braden John Mackin. Jessica Dawn McKinnon. Jasny Kaur Mali. Ashley Jean Marie Malin. Receiving 2 degrees, a BA in Political Science and a BA in International Relations, Abby Mercader. Jacob George McGregor. Curtis Antonio Piers. Usama Rashid. Amardeep Singh Shergill. Sanjo Kaur Singh. Dalal Khalid Suraya, with distinction. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science with distinction and a Bachelor of Arts in Law and Society with distinction, Lucy Grace Tallman. Jamie Ann Ursel. Sarah Jessica Wester. For the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors in Religious Studies, Seth Aris, first class. Joshua Ian Arefsky, with distinction. Mitchell John Silver, for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Religious Studies. Bachelor of Arts in Russian, Yakub Mikaluk. Alicia Sullivan. For the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors in Social and Cultural Anthropology, Cynthia Fazola, first class. Tia Lorraine Daly. Asqual Daniel. Carly Evelyn Jesso, with distinction. Thomas Blair Lekness. Nazgul Farushani. Adriana Gabriela Sanzana. Amy Marie Forrest Totten. Tudor Reese Tullockwoods. Allison Gabriela Weeb. For the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors in Spanish, Carlo Antonio Robles Magarejo, first class. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Spanish, Ana Laura Diaz. Haynes Alberto Keeler. Stephanie Marie Morin. Amal Najem. Christian Sebastian Salamanca. David Silva Hernandez. Receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts in Spanish and a Bachelor of Education, Alicia Ann Suua Amelilangi. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Josh Niall Abel. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Dana Ashley Allen. Mariah Taylor Blunt. Melissa J. Brubaker. Mackenzie Janine Green. Stephanie Amy Griffiths. Diana Lee. Hedisel Villanueva Medrano. Claire Nicholson. Belarosa Carla Romualdez. Alshadai Tefessa. Caitlin Jessica O'Keefe. Receiving the Certificate of Completion Archaeology Inclusive Post-Secondary Education, Brett Garth. Eminent Chancellor, that is the graduating class of 2018 from the Faculty of Arts. Thank you.
Eminent Chancellor, Social work is a calling. It is a profession reserved for those with hearts and minds driven by the need to support others, challenge oppression, and build strong communities. It is a profession dedicated to serving society and changing lives. I and my colleagues are very proud to say that we are social workers. It is in this spirit that I welcome our graduates to the profession of social work. I commend them to a leadership role in our community and welcome them to our alumni family. To our graduates, I say, go out and make a world of difference, change lives, and build community. We know that you will make us very proud. Eminent Chancellor, by authority of the Council of the Faculty of Social Work, Dr. Avery Calhoun and I have the honor to present the following graduates.
For the degree Bachelor of Social Work, Margaret Julia Abrams. Greg Aku. Kehinde Adukasi Bay Ario. Nkaruku Arife Azoze. Lauren Janet Barker. Jessica Lynn Bautista. Summer Sunrise Big Smoke. Andrea Maria Black. Nana Boache. Allison Marie Campbell. Melissa Sue Campo. Brooklyn Leanne Chang. Angela Cleasold. Grace Elizabeth Cook. Abraham Peter Crawford. Giovanni DeMonico. Amy Dornian. Shelley Dew. Tammy Dew. Zermina Durrani. Rafa Jalal Ferez. Janelle LaRae Fife. Courtney G. Danielle Brandy Geisler. Stephanie Denolan Gillanders. Alexandra Elise Gingras. Sarah Helen Green. Mixu Ronald Harrison. Alana Michelle Hicks. Lenora Rachel Huff. Sarah Howden. Heather Nicole Lee Hewson. Sandas Al-Subani Hussein. Farzani Imran. Aksa Iqbal. Karen Elizabeth Jackson. Taylor Ann Johnson. Danielle Jong. Liana Ruth Curl. Michelle Margaret Keitgees. Leanne Emily Carey. Jessica Francis King. Christina Ray Kopp. Atwatang Ophelia Kumba. Iman Lau. Emily Lewandowski. Amy Nicole Lewis. Katie Elizabeth Long. Grace Christina Matthews. Roslyn Marie McKechnie. Janina Lou Morales. Marie Noelle Morfaw. Angeline Annie Ermine Neal. Amy Jane Nelson. Lindsay Ray Nelson. Brandy Agnes Norman. Karina Lorraine Notveet. Rochelle Lynn Perron. Beck Mackenzie Patterson. Daphne Joy Pauls. Diana Patrizia Penko. Desiana Grace Pisoni. Felicia Marie Ricard. Christina Elizabeth Calhoun Ritchie. Danielle Tegan Robertson. Mandy Sakyu Tu-Kwa. Rena Samra. Jonavel Sanchez Noguez. Narvaj Singh Sandhu. Lindsay Nicole Savard. Natalia Carolina Barzella. Reagan Olivia Schultz. Danielle Claire Sharonowski. Elizabeth Marianne Sim. Sean Dean Singer. Simrandeep Kaur Singh. Rajiv Sisodia. Charlotte Jovi Katakan Cizon. Dorsa Sobani. Laura Marie Joan Stewart. Samantha Rose Stewart. Brianna Nicole Sutton. Jennifer Danielle Taylor. Michonne Marjorie Mildred Temple. Emma Jane Truscott. Mfongbang Edonghong Udofia. Emmy Gloria Uloa. Doe Vorster. Crystal Elizabeth Waldo. Julia Wilson. Tyson Richard Wright. Catherine Zubiak. Eminent Chancellor, that is the graduating class of 2018 from the Faculty of Social Work.
Graduates, we recognize your years of demanding work and commitment to your studies and also to your extracurricular activities. You've worked so hard, and we're so very proud of all that you've accomplished. Congratulations.
We are now at the point in the ceremony where we honor graduates for special recognition, those students who have excelled into the study to the point that they're selected as medal winners. And the details of the medals we're awarding at this ceremony are on page 36 of your program. Eminent Chancellor and President, it's my honor to present to you, the platform party, graduates, and families and friends here today the following medal winners. The winner of the Faculty of Arts Silver Medallion in English is Kelsey Moorhouse. Thank you. The winner of the Faculty of Arts Silver Medallion in the School of Languages, Linguistics, Literatures, and Cultures is Carlo Antonio Robles Melhagrajo. The winner of the Faculty of Arts Silver Medallion in Political Science is Mark Groshan. This is awarded posthumously, and his sister Heidi will be accepting on his behalf. And the Silver Medallion in Philosophy is awarded to Erica Roy.
Our final award today is the University of Calgary President's Award for Excellence in Student Leadership. Established in 2008, this award is the highest honor a graduating student can receive in recognition for combining excellent academic achievement with outstanding leadership on campus. Eminent Chancellor, President Cannon, I would like to present Samuel Geisthofer for a President's Award for Excellence in Student Leadership. Samuel is graduating today with a Bachelor of Arts in Economics with distinction and a Bachelor of Science first-class honors in Natural Sciences. His dedicated leadership has inspired many students to become involved on campus and in their community. During his time as president of the UCalgary Rotaract Club, membership grew more than tenfold, and during the federal election, he was recognized as the most outstanding volunteer for the Get Out to Vote campaign, which contacted over 8,000 student voters. Samuel has served in a variety of student leadership roles and beyond campus, co-organized a trip to Peru to build a community center alongside members of the local community. Graduates, colleagues, families and friends, please join me in congratulating Samuel Geistheifer, this year's recipient of a President's Award for Excellence in Student Leadership.
Ladies and gentlemen, families and friends who have come from far and wide, thank you for attending this convocation ceremony and supporting our graduates. What a pleasure it's been for us to see such accomplished graduates cross the stage. They truly represent the future of our country. Thanks to our esteemed faculties, the Faculty of Arts, Graduate Studies, and Social Work. Congratulations to our honorary degree recipient, Dr. Stephanie Nolan, and to our Order of the University of Calgary recipient, Dr. Aruna Srivastava. And thank you also to our orator, Murray McGilvery, for your moving citation for Dr. Nolan. Congratulations again to our medal winners, to Samuel, Carlo, Kelsey, Erica, and Heidi on behalf of Mark. Convocation wouldn't be the same if it wasn't for music, so thank you to Alf Miller, our piper, to our vocalist, Joelle Welling, and also to the Johnny Summers Quintet. How cool is it to have a jazz combo at your convocation? That's a heck of a heartfelt thank you to my many colleagues who have worked relentlessly behind the scenes over the last weeks, the marshals and ushers, the staff and volunteers to make this afternoon's convocation ceremony unfold so smoothly. Thank you all. And to our 2018 graduates, we wish you fond memories of your time at the University of Calgary. Congratulations on a job well done. Today is a day of celebration, so take photos with your family and your friends, party hardy this evening, and cherish the memories that you've made along the way. You've done it. You're a University of Calgary graduate, a distinction that you will carry with you for the rest of your life. I'm proud to be an alumnus of this university, and I'm honored to be now associated with you as fellow alumni. I declare this convocation closed. Please stand for the departure of our procession.